Hey, guys, your girl, Everything Jack. As everybody knows, I love horror. And if you love horror too, please like, share, and comment. It is African American History Month, and I want to continue my series on blacks in horror. The devil is busy tonight. Okay? I'm over this. I have tried to make this video 100 times, but the devil is in here. So I don't know what it is about this movie that the devil don't want me to tell you about, but we're going to talk about this movie. So this movie is To Sleep with Anger. And this is one of the most underrated movies I've ever seen. Now, I caught this one on Tubi. It is directed by the most underrated director and screenwriter, Charles Burnett. Okay? He is so important to the African American film community. He is well spoken. He is well versed in film, especially African Americans in film. If you ever get a chance to look him up, go on YouTube and look at some of his videos. Okay, so this one is starring Danny Glover, Mary Alice, Miss Queen Shirley Ralph, and Carl Lumbly. And in this movie, Danny Glover plays a long childhood friend that comes to visit a husband and wife. Okay, he comes out of town from the South. They have moved to LA with their family. Their family is completely in turmoil. They have two sons. The two sons are at odds with each other. It's like Cain and Abel. The husband and wife are at odds with each other because they are keeping their grandkids all day, and the granddad is like, they need to come get these kids, and the grandma's like, no, we need to be good Christians, and you know what, we can't do all that because that's sin if we're sitting there being mad at each other. And the wives of both the brothers, they both have different views and stuff. One is a city girl, one is a country girl. So, you know, they're going at it. It's a mess. Okay, this family is absolutely a mess. And then when Danny Glover steps in, it goes from a slight mess to a complete disaster. Okay, it goes from a mess to a disaster. Okay, so Danny Glover steps in, and when he steps in, what I wanted to talk about originally in this video is superstitions and traditions, okay? And that we as an African American community, we usually get our superstitions and our traditions from our ancestors, okay? It is passed down from ancestor to ancestor because they had to make sense of how they lived back in the day. So they would make up things that, of course, we know or we think is nonsense, but it made sense to help the way we saw things back in the day. So, okay, and then how people lived in the African American community back in the day. So in this movie, Danny Glover comes from the past, from this two couples past. Okay, he is a friend when they used to live in the South. They used to run. They used to do some crazy things back in the day. So he has come to remind them that, hey, remember when we was in the South, we used to do this, this, and this. Now that you over here on the West Coast, you in LA, you know, y'all acting funny, y'all acting different, like y'all don't got that Southern charm. Okay? And he come in charming everybody, but he actually comes in almost like a malevolent force. Like he comes in and he plants little seeds of dishonesty in everybody in the family. So it just makes the family go from bad to freaking worse, okay? And not only that, the patriarch ends up having a stroke, and Danny Glover thinks he's gonna come in and he's gonna take over the whole damn house. Talking about it's the traditional thing to do, okay? So I'm not going to get too much more into the plot, but this movie is excellent. If you've never seen it, watch it, okay? Because it does say a lot about superstitions and traditions. Like there is right at the beginning of the movie, the father had a bad omen. It's like he already knew this shit was going to happen, okay? He had a dream that he was sitting in his kitchen and he had fruit on the table and the bowl of fruit caught on fire. So like the fruits of his labor, his family, everything that he holds dear catches on fire. And he wakes up. Then as soon as he wakes up, he goes in the house and he tells his wife, like, hey, I can't find this specific Toby that my grandmother gave me. And if anybody knows anything about like gree bags and voodoo and all that stuff, you know, back in the day, traditionally, you know, somebody that cared about you, they would give you something to protect you, like an amulet or some kind of spiritual bag or spiritual work to protect you. He cannot find this. All of a sudden, then Danny Glover steps in there. And when he steps in, a broom falls down. Then Danny Glover has a scene with the oldest son, the youngest son's son, where he sweeps his foot. And he says, hey, you know, that's bad luck. And he spits on the broom, you know. So I love how this movie uses traditions and stuff to make people really feel some way about where they came from. You know, he was using these things to make them feel like, okay, you've left your blackness. And that wasn't the point at all. The point of it all was exactly what's in the title. And when I was younger, my grandmother would always teach me that you never go to bed angry. And the reason why you don't do this is because when you go to bed angry, you let negative energies come into your dream space. And when you're in dream space, that's the closest to heaven, that's the closest to God that you can be. So when you go to bed angry, you are letting a darkness into a space that's supposed to be like love and light. So that means from the title, what they did was, as a family, because they were not going to each other, they were not talking about things as a family, they literally let the devil in their house by going to sleep angry. Okay, by not coming together as a family and really embracing and not feeling like they left anything, but feeling like they started something anew, a new tradition and new superstitions where they were not necessarily superstitions, but new traditions by moving to California and leaving that old life behind and really standing up for themselves. They get taken over by the devil. And I believe the devil is trying to fuck with this video. It took me like 5 tries to do this video and I finally got it, you guys, okay? And that is the point of this video, okay? To sleep with anger is a good parable on why we as a community, we should talk to each other and not talk down to each other. By going to bed angry, you are letting the devil, the physical representation of the devil, come in and take away your superstitions, your traditions, and everything that makes you a happy community, especially the African American community. So, hey, the devil didn't get this one, you guys. I got it through. I hope you get the message, and I hope you guys like this review. Leave it down in the comments if you want to try this one or you want to watch it. It's on Tubi. It's available on Tubi. And if there's any movie that you've seen before that's just like this one. All right, you guys, keep it spooky, and I'll see you tomorrow.